Uh, Hello, guys. I'm trying because I'm doing this is from a script. I haven't even got the microphone down. Yeah, this is from a script. Let me just check. All this technical rubbish. I used to be really good at IT. Right. Like I said, this is a script that I've written, and it's just to enlighten you as to how much alcohol I have drank in the past, and some of the things are going to be quite shocking. Some of the figures, but try not to judge me. Anyway, this is only going to be about 5 minutes long, and then I'll tell you how I'm feeling at the moment. After I think it's 8 days sober now. Is it? Yeah, sure it is. Right, or is it? No, no, it's 9 days probably. Well, it's Wednesday today, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm sure that's nine. I'll work it out anyway, and I'll put it in the description. Right, okay. Let's get this show on the road, as they say. Like I say, it's going to be a short video. Now, I started to drink heavily after I separated from my first wife. Uh, I'd been drinking beforehand, going to the pub at lunchtime and everything, and I kind of knew that it was starting to get out of control. But once once I was let off the leash, so to speak, I just really went for it. On a weekday, I'd start at lunchtime. On flexi time, I could have anything from half an hour lunch break to 2 hours. Um, Normally, I'd take an hour to an hour and a half, and we'd go to one of the nearest pubs to where we worked, which in Peterborough was the Solstice. Went there with friends. We drink 3 to 4 pints of Grolsch in that space of time. Let's be generous to me and just call it 3 pints on average. So that's 8.4 units of alcohol. Grolsch is quite strong. And it was also about £10 in financial terms for like 3 pints. I'd return to work a little bit worse for wear, clock in for a couple of hours before ending the day, and then we'd probably go back to the pub and have some more alcohol as well. I'll probably have 2 to 3 pints, sometimes four, before driving. Driving home. Again, let's do the average and just say it was like 3 pints. That's another 8.4 units of alcohol, another £10. That's 16.8 units of alcohol just during the day. Uh, so I'd get home probably about 7 o'clock ish, and I'd make myself something to eat. I'd have a glass of wine while I was cooking or heating up, whatever. And then I'd have a glass of wine with a meal as well. It'd be red or white, depending on what I cook. So Merlot or Pinot Grigio, Chardonnay even. Large glasses, 250 millilitres. That's 3 units of glass. That's 6 units. Brings my total up to 22.8 units of alcohol in a day so far. Now, after eating, I sit down to watch a DVD or read a book or listen to music, and I'll finish off that first bottle of wine. And that brings me total up to 25.8 units of alcohol. And it's probably about 9 o'clock by now. And I'm kind of chilling, as you would expect, after consuming that much alcohol. So over the next 2 hours before I went to bed, I'd probably have another bottle of wine, mostly. The average bottle of 12% wine is 9 to 10 units of alcohol, just about thereabouts anyway. Some are a bit high, some are a bit lower. Let's just call it 10 and a bit, which brings the total consumption of alcohol on an average day up to 36 units of alcohol at a cost of about 30 quid. Over the working week, 5 days, Monday to Friday, that's 180 units of alcohol and roughly 150 quid as well. The weekends are a bit different. Usually I'd start drinking cans of Stella in the kitchen in the house with my housemate. We'd have get drunk together. I'd have probably 8 cans over the course of the afternoon and the early evening, and that's a total of 21.6 units of alcohol. And then throughout the late evening, I'd have a couple of bottles of wine as well. So let's say just 10 units each. Um, so that's a total of 41.6 units of alcohol on a Saturday and on a Sunday, making a total of 83.2 units of alcohol over the weekend. Wow. So the total for the week is 263.2 units on average, and it's probably at a cost of about 200 quid. That's like every week. The NHS advises 14 units a week, so I was actually quite a lot over that. Um, well, a hell of a lot, really. So working for the prison service, there was something of a hard man, heavy drinking culture, particularly at the establishment where I worked. And I was known as a beer monster, and at my local pub as well. I was known as a monumental pisshead. You'll have to ask them what they thought of me when I was drunk. I think the most I drank in one night was, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, most I drank in one night was 13 pints of Kronenberg. That's 39 units of alcohol, almost three times the recommended limit in one evening. Um, I reduced my consumption over time, particularly when I worked as a carer. You can't just turn up for work stinking of beer. And I thought I had a bit of a lid on it. But when I gave up working as a carer, I was having probably 4 or 5 pints of lager, maybe 5 days a week, 5 nights a week, 25 pints, 50 units of alcohol. In recent times, my alcohol consumption rose again. I can't put a finger on why, just the way it was, mental health and all that. On a daily basis, I would drink perhaps 10 cans of normal strength lager. And a 440 milliliter can of Carlin lager is 1.8 units of alcohol. So that's 18 units of alcohol each evening. So based on lager alone, that's 126 units of alcohol a week. But some nights I would finish off with a few shots of vodka or brandy. I used optics. I got one on the wall up there to dispense the spirits, and I'd probably have about 8 shots, 8 singles, or it'd probably be 4 doubles actually. And that's like 8 units of alcohol. So let's say I did that on average twice a week. That puts my alcohol intake at about 140 units a week, which is 10 times the recommended limit. And the cost financial, well, a slab of lager, 18 cans, would last me 2 evenings, three and a bit slabs a week at a cost of £13 each, depending on the deals and that. So it's probably about 40 quid a week in lager. Drinking at home may well be cheaper, but the damage to my health, consuming 10 times the recommended weekly limit, it is a far greater concern. Incidentally, 6.2 pints of Carlin Lager, which was my preferred alcoholic beverage, and that works out at 14 units of alcohol, which is the recommended weekly limit for adults in the UK. Some evenings I would drink twice that amount. Now, I'm not going to become an anti-alcohol evangelist. Everyone is entitled to drink what they want, much as I used to. It's a personal choice, and my personal choice right now is to give up alcohol. And with that speech over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm still on the screen. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm feeling really, really good. Uh, there's just, I keep talking about a clarity, and there is a complete clarity, and it's, I'm not being smug or anything like that. I'm really pleased that I could. Okay, we're only 8, 9 days in. I'm really pleased that I didn't need any kind of medication to help me to stop the cravings. I didn't need to just have the odd can of lager to stop the tremors or anything. I got through the shakes. And like I've said in other videos, they're more like spasms, real violent spasms. I got through them. It's about 2.5 days, and then I was fine. Uh, I did say that I was aching a bit, but I'm not sure. As I said in another video, I'm not sure if that was because I was sitting on the floor downstairs making this fucking Lego model, which I've got just there. Um, um, I'm just feeling so good. I I will be honest with you. I do like pubs. And I know I've been driving, and I've thought, I'd love to just nip in that pub and just have a drink and see what it's like. Probably read a bit of a book or something. Um, but you can't really do that if you are drinking alcohol, because the temptation is to stay a bit longer and have more than 2 pints. And more than 2 pints of Diet Coke is perfectly okay to have, and that's what I'm intending to have. It's just I just feel so much better about myself. Um, I'm I'm I do feel healthier inside. My mind is in a much better place. I feel, my mind feels a lot stronger than it used to be. And as I've said before, there's been a few ups and downs the last week or so. I'm losing my car. Um, excuse me, and those things would ordinarily really impact on me and stress me out, like massively. Um, but it is what it is, in life we get good news and we get bad news, and excuse me, the alcohol was basically stopping me from being able to cope with the bad news. And I don't mean the really bad news. If like what happened in January, my mum died, or like last year, splitting up from my missus. But those are things that basically anybody would feel stressed and depressed about. So I'm not talking about that, but the alcohol does exacerbate it. And the worst thing for me is I was drinking a lot last year when I found out about my wife. Uh, Everything that happened, and and when I drink a hell of a lot, I kind of have blackouts. I think a lot of people that are heavy drinkers do have blackouts where they can't really remember what they've done. Um, it's like wake up in the morning and shit, I can't even remember going to bed. That kind of thing. Um, and and we always think, even if we can kind of remember what we're doing or whatever, we always think it's a brilliant idea to send somebody a, a text or an email or something, and it's not. It's never a good idea when you've been drinking, because uh, you just come across as a bit of a twat. Basically, I'm I'm not drinking so much fluids, like I say, that no dehydration or anything like that. My toilet habits are a lot better, because yeah, there'd always be that morning beer shit, and just horrible. So it sounds like crude and everything, but I'll just mention briefly my poos. Yeah, I probably have one a day now, and it's just like a normal poo, like everybody else's, I suppose. Um, so yeah, there's so many positives to this, and if I'm being honest, I don't. My biggest fear was that I wouldn't be able to have a laugh with like mates and that. Now I've not put that into practice because I can't meet anybody at the moment, but I'm I'm enjoying life as such. So even like the bad news, and well, I'm not enjoying the bad news, but um, and I think I'll be fine. Meeting up with mates and having a bit of a laugh. Um, it's going to be more difficult without a car, and I'm going to have to save up for a car. But hopefully, I won't have to wait too long because I do love driving, and that was another thing with the alcohol. You know, sometimes to kind of de-stress over the last 4 months, something like that, 4, 5, 6 months. Yeah, maybe what about the last 4 or 5 months. Um, I've I've gone out for a ride, like just around the villages and everything around here, um, like 10 o'clock at night, and that kind of used to not calm, it used to settle me, because it's just like just something to do sort of thing, and just like takes you out of the house. But you can't do that after you've had like 3 or 4 cans of lager. And I was sailing close to the wind quite a lot because I'd have I'd do that that calculation that it takes you an hour to burn off a unit of alcohol. So a pint takes you 2 hours, but you don't include the first hour. So if you sit in a pub for 3 hours, just drinking one pint, by the end of that 3 hours, there'd be no alcohol in your system. Well, there would be because you consumed it like over a long period of time. This is the thing. It's a complex sort of calculation, and I used to I used to work it out in my head that if I stayed in the pub or the club for like 3 hours and had like 3 pints of beer, by the time I got in my car to leave, the first pint of lager would have been burnt off. So therefore, I've got 2 pints of lager in my system, and therefore I'm going to be safe and under the limit. And it's kind of flawed science, really, because we don't we generally don't know how long it takes um, each individual to burn off a unit of alcohol. It's just like a general rule of thumb, and in people who are massive drinkers, alcoholics, if you like, we probably burn burn off alcohol a lot more quickly. Our body can take more before we're over the drink drive limit. I didn't stop the fact that in my head, when I'll be driving home after like 3 pints, 3 hours after starting, that I'll be thinking, I don't feel massively safe driving this car, and I haven't got to worry about all of that bullshit, all of that shenanigans. It's like I can go to the club, um, read a book, write something, have like 4 pints of coke, stay there for 3 hours or whatever, and then get my car and drive home. And if I got pulled over by the police, have you drinking, sir? No, no, chap. I've just had coke, and I mean the drink coke, not cocaine. So yeah, today I went to Hunstanton. I've been there before during the lockdown, um, but this time I was allowed to go because we are allowed to travel, and it was just nice sitting in the sun there. It was really warm, and there was a nice breeze as well. Um, and the 2 times that I've been to Hunstanton during this lockdown, and then I went to Skegness as well. Skegness, the wind just blasts in your face, whereas Hunstanton, I suppose, because it's kind of a bit more in the wash, you don't seem to get massive gusts of wind. So yeah, Hunstanton's probably a bit better. There's not really a lot there compared to Skegness, but yeah, it was just somewhere nice to go, and probably the final time I'll be going out for a ride in the car. Actually, I think I've got enough petrol in the car to do about 120 miles. So you know, um, oh god, I love that car. I love the dump valve on it. Oh god, now I'm talking about cars. Mm. Right, so what I will say, like I say, I'm not going to turn into this crusader against drinking. Um, I used to enjoy drinking. I used to uh, drink quite a lot, and I used to enjoy being pissed. But at some point, you kind of think to yourself, "Fuck, what am I doing to my body? What am I doing to my mental health? What am I doing to my friends, to relatives? What I'm not actually doing any of those things any good." And I would say alcohol has cost me a few relationships, um, and 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 even where in relationships where I've not been drinking to the degree that I did after separating from my first wife, to the degree that I have been doing over the last few months, and to the degree that I was drinking before, like before my second wife left me. Um, it's the I mean the fact is, it's cost me so much alcohol. It's cost me a shitload in money, but it's cost me a lot in friends and uh, relationships and everything. And yeah, of course, it's not like I want to get back with people from like my distant past or anything like that. Um, so it's not like I'm regretting the end of a particular relationship or anything. But I look back and I think it was mainly my alcohol consumption which kind of destroyed the relationship. Um, and and it's kind of a vicious circle, and it keeps on building. And like I say, it all kind of feeds into my the uh, BPD and the fears of abandonment and rejection. And you know, I've said before, it's a self-perpetuating condition, really. She can drive people away by being jealous, by being really needy and everything, which is the way you go when you've got a fear of abandonment. Anyway, look, I've been talking for about 20 minutes. I'm not going to get this one to half an hour. I just want to thank you if you've been following me on this journey through my sobriety. It is 9 days because it was 7 days on Monday, 8 days yesterday. I didn't do a video yesterday, and today's 9 days. 9 days, right? The next big target for me, I can say the next target is next Monday, so it's like a fortnight. But the real target is the month-long target. Let's call it 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, I'll do a celebratory video, tell you all how I'm getting on with that. And yeah, so yeah, it's going well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Those people who have been supporting me, and I'm enjoying soft drinks. I don't know if I won't do another sober video. Like I say, I'll do one next Monday, so it's 2 weeks. But then I'll try and keep it up to big sort of moments, so anniversaries like every month, and also if there's times where I'm struggling. I mean, I'm coming on here basically saying yeah, it's all fantastic, and I hope that it's going to be fantastic for forever. But there might be a time when I've got self doubts, when hopefully I won't succumb to any kind of temptation, but there might be times where temptation is thrust upon me, and yeah, I'll talk about those as well. But at the moment, it's all going well, and fingers crossed. This is sober Sean forever, and maybe my mental health will be a lot better as well. So anyway, thank you for watching. All I say is just stay safe during these troubling times, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you.